All right, I just want to go over this, homework 1, quiz 1. I'll do homework 2 and quiz 2 tomorrow. These chapter 1 and chapter 2. But this is part of the hybrid part. Again, you have to do this on your own, and I'll help you out on some of these different ones, especially something that I haven't gone over in class. But let me go over this chapter 1 homework. And I'm going to work the problem as a student. And here's the first question, and I believe they aren't scrambled, so you should see them in this order too. So the first one was which one of the following, which of the following, I have to prepare myself here, which of the following is one of the 3 basic questions that a society must answer? So this is that I had on the board the other day, right? How to produce the products, yeah. Who consumes the products? What products to produce, right? And it's basically all the above. Those are the 3 I had on the board the other day. And again, it's right in the textbook. If you take a look, some of these later homework assignments, I'm not going to go over them, but you have to refer back to the textbook. That's why in the homework you get as many times as you want to attempt to do the homework. So print it out, the homework, and then just refer back to the textbook. So which of the following is not a factor of production? Land, entrepreneurship, human capital. I had these on the board the other day. Money was not part of it, really. So next I'm going, what is the economist's solution to congestion problem, car congestion problem? Again, the book goes on and on about this, but again, too many cars coming into the city at one time. So again, economics is a science of choice. So here, this first one, require people to move closer to their job. Require people to move. Is there a choice there? No, you're telling people what to do. That's not it. Charge a toll during rush hour. Yeah, this is the one, because basically it's a choice. You get to, again, spend more money by the toll, or you don't. You take mass transit with your car instead of your car. If you require people to carpool, again, there's no choice there. You're making people do it. And then no economist would suggest any of the above. No, it's charge a toll during rush hour. And London does this, right? If you drive into London, it automatically knows, because your car has a sensor on it, to charge you more money for different times of going to London, because they want to keep cars down during rush hour. All right, I'm going to check my answer on this one, because you can always check my answer, and I love the feedback here. Excellent. That is excellent work, I must say myself too. Next, the legal system is an example of an institution that plays a key role in economic growth. Again, legal system, if you have a problem, again, one company contracts with another company to supply goods, and what the company does not supply the goods. What do? You go to the legal system, and sometimes you can sue to get your money back. Again, you have to have that kind of legal system in to make sure the economy runs smoothly. Countries that have a limited legal system do have a very difficult time actually getting, it's because a lot of companies lose money because they have no way to rectify problems when they occur. So it is true. Final check. Yeah, well done. So when you take this quiz, they may word things a little bit differently. So just watch out, but listen along with me. Let's go next. As a result of the financial crisis that began in 2007, right, economic activity around the world, this is the drop-down arrow, contracted. Maybe you know somebody that lost their jobs in 2008. It was really a horrible scene. We'll talk about what happened actually in 2010, 2008, and why that occurred. Let me check my answer, because I do like to get praised. Next, increased economic growth would reduce poverty in sub-Saharan Africa. Of course, that's true, right? This is one of the key things that developmental economists do, looking at trying to help these developing countries, is how do we put more money, people to work? How do you get more small businesses started, especially with women? Yes, good job. Which of the following does not expand economic growth, right? Scarcity does not. right? Scarcity is the one thing that restricts economic because we only have so many, so many resources. But more economic opportunities again for women is a key thing. New technology, production facilities, having a place to actually build things, but scarcity is not. Let's go next. Adam Smith, he's the father of economics. He wrote his book, The Wealth of Nations, in 1776. And he does say self-interest is more powerful than kindness or altruism, right? Altruism is when you worry about somebody else than your own self. But self-interest is more important because it is true, because economically, if I want something, I'll pay for it. And if the person selling it gets a lot of people doing that, he's producing goods that society wants. He or she is producing goods that society wants. And then can get more resources to produce more of this product that people want. So self-interest is one of the key things to have an economy grow. Next, here's a little graphing. I love my graphs. Suppose you belong to a tennis club, and I do. Monthly fee of $75. I wish that was what I paid. So here's my flat rate, and then I'm still charged $5 an hour to play tennis, right? So I'm using the point drawing tool to plot the relationship between the hours of tennis and the monthly club bill for 5, 10, 15. So these are the hours I'm doing times the $5 an hour playing. But I have a flat fee of 75. So if at 5 hours, what's my monthly bill going to be? I got, 75 I paid, but then 5 times 5 is 25, so it's $100 I'm starting at there, right? Does that make sense? I get 75 my flat fee, then 5 hours at $5 is an extra $25. So I'm going to use my drawing line tool again for at 10 hours. Then I've got I got $50 plus $50. 10 times 5 is $50 plus the 75 would be your 125, correct? And then because they're the same increments here, right? 5, 10, 50, they're all increments of 5. I know it's going to go up in the same slope. Does that make sense? Or you can always check your math, right? 20 hours times 5 is 100, and then plus the 75. Yeah, 175. And then, so I'm done with number 1. Now I'm going to number 2. Use the line drawing tool, and that's this thing here, the line tool, to connect the points, right? So I'm going to start here. I'm going to draw out and click at the end line. And then I can do this label the club bill. So I hit the little question marks here, and club bill is the only choice. And there we go. I'm going to check my answer. Fantastic. The slope of the line is, and again, the slope of the line is the change in y divided by the change in x, right? The y is the monthly club bill. The y-axis goes up and down. The hours of tennis is the x, so it's the change in y over x. So let's see. Let me get my little calculator out. If I go between 100 and 175, right? That would be a $75 on the y range, right? 100 to 175. On the x, it goes from 5 to 20, so that's 75 divided by 15. I get my little calculator out. 75 divided by, because I can't do this in my head anymore. I've used computers too much. It's ruined my life. That's a slope of 5. Check answer. Beautiful. Suppose you start, no, it's getting silly. Start with 10 hours of tennis and then decide to increase your tennis time by 2 hours. How much will your monthly bill increase? Well, I'm playing $2 extra hours at $5 a pop. It better be 10. I hope. Yes, nice work. Oh, some more. Suppose you start with 10 hours and decide to spend an extra $25 on tennis. So I went from, I start with 10 hours. How many additional hours are you spending? So I get $25 on tennis. That's got to be 5 hours, right? Because 25 divided by the $5 an hour is 5. Check answer. I hope I'm done with this. I'm bored with this tennis. Yeah, good, I'm done. Going to the next one. All right, so here's between, this is what we call a little supply line. So producing frisbees. So the cost per day, right, and the number of frisbees I can produce per day. So this is a little silly, but it's good practice with the graph. I think it's kind of easy. The y-intercept. So here's my line. It's already drawn, right? Where does it connect at the y-axis? That's at 40. Easy enough. Check my answer. Yeah. I know I'm not done. The slope of the line is what? Let's see if I go to 40 to 160. That's a change in what? 120. So I got 120 divided by, and again from the same I go to 0 to 30, 120 divided by 30, because again my change in y is 120, 40 to 160 is 120, 0 to 30 is 30, so that's got to be 4, right? I can do that in my head, don't even need my calculator for that one. Beautiful. At point D, the cost of producing, how many frisbees we make at point B? We're making frisbees per day is 30 at point D, right? The frisbee amount is, the cost is what, 160. Fine. Check answer. Yeah. I'm bored already. The cost of producing 15 frisbees. Oh, here's it. It's not on the line. It doesn't really show me. So 15 per. If I go 15, go up to my line, that's got to be 100, right? And again, this may be a little bit different when you do it, but it basically works the same way. Yes, am I done? Oh, thank goodness, I'm done with this one. Next, when a business asks how much sales would increase if another employee is hired. Ooh, I got 5 people, I'm adding a 6th one. So how much will sales increase? This is considered which of the following. If I'm looking at an additional unit of part of my production changing, this is thinking on the margins. I'm going to go over and over this, but it's good to think about it. But it's one of the bases of capitalism, to see where profitability, where your most profitable production is, if your marginal revenues is equal to your marginal costs. So we were thinking on the margin if you're looking at adding an extra part of your resources. But we'll go into this more. All right, I'm done with this homework. Let's do the quiz. The quiz isn't that long. Assignment manager. I'm going into quiz 1. I'm going to edit this thing. Next. Let me do this first one. Let me work the problem as a student. Which of the following is not a factor of production? Again, there's some repetitiveness in the quiz from the homework. So again, pays to print out the quiz. Pays to print out the homework before you do the quiz. In the future, you're going to only have 2 shots with the quiz. This one, you have unlimited time to do this quiz, unlimited number of attempts. So just in the future, be a little careful. So I'm going to check my answer. Why do I got to check my answer? I know I'm right. I go to the next one. Again, the legal system is a key. Yes, it is key. That's true. Next. Adam Smith. Yeah, that's true. Next. Here we got different. Oh, it's the same kind of graph, right? Vertical intercept. This time, notice how they changed it around. So this is how it's the same question, but the numbers are different. 10. The slope of the line. I'm not going to do it. But it's the same sort of thing as before. Fine. Next, here's something a little bit different. This is a demand line, because the one previously, again, this is looking at how much is produced. So it's, again, for when the costs are low, you don't produce that much. But on the next one here, this is looking at selling lemonade. Who's that selling lemonade? Caroline and Emily are selling lemonade. So basically at $2 a cup of lemonade, no one's buying it. It's too expensive. At $1.50, 5 people will buy it. At $1, if they lower their prices, more people will buy it. You know, it's a classic thing with economics, right? Of course, we all do the same thing. So here I'm going to connect the lines with a straight line tool. So all I'm going to do is draw a line. It's kind of a simple thing because it's a negative sloping demand curve. Click on the beginning, click on the end, and then I get to label it demand. Yes, that is demand. Check answer. Great, nice score. And that's it. That's too easy. Next one. When a business asks how much its sales would increase if another employee is hired, again, that's thinking on the margins. Next. Suppose you have 120 CDs, $120 to spend on CDs and movies. The price of a CD is $15. The price of a movie is $15. And again, these numbers will change when you try to do it because they try to keep you, again, honest with these things. Use the line tool to show the relationship between the number of CDs and the number of movies that we can afford in our budget. Like say I only wanted to go and do only movies, right? How many movies could I see for $15? Here, my math is so bad. I've got to actually take the 120 here. $120. If I did it all with movies at 15, I got to take the 120 divided by 15. Comes out to 8. So on my line tool, it's 8 to 8 here. This is too easy. It'll probably be different on yours because they're both the same thing. So I can either do 8 movies or 8 CDs, right? The slope of the line is, so here I go from 8 to 0, which is 8, by 8. So it's a negative 8. It's really, this is a negative 1, right? So I'm doing negative 8 divided by 8. Let me check my answer. Yeah, that's correct. This is too easy a one. Yours may be different, but basically I go from, it went from 0 to 8. 8 to 0 divided by 0 to 8. So again, from 8 to 0 is really 0 minus 8, which is negative 8, divided by 0 to 8, which is 8, a positive 8, because it's a negative slope, so it's got to be a negative number here. That's a fairly entertaining one. You might have to do that one a couple times. But look at the textbook. They talk about the again the slope of the line, and they have examples of this one. So try it out. The quiz 1, homework 1, and again you have until not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. There's an extra week with this first quiz 1 and homework 1 and quiz 2 and homework 2. Tomorrow I'll do a video on the chapter 2 part of this homework assignment. So hopefully we can all easily get this done. So again, email me if you have any questions.